So the other day I ferried this old Russian trainer called a Yak-52. This thing was really awesome, and I had never flown them before. All the systems were completely different than anything I had flown, and all the instruments were in completely different units as well. The Russians designed this with compressed air powering basically everything, from the flaps to the landing gear to the engine start to even the braking was all done by compressed air. Even though I had never flown this type of airplane before, I found that the taxiing was a lot harder than the flying, because you have one brake lever there on the stick, and then the rudder pedals deflect the brake pressure, or the air pressure, to the brakes. And it's a full cast-ring nose wheel. It just made it very difficult to steer on the ground. On takeoff, the engine spins the opposite direction, so on takeoff you have to apply left rudder instead of right rudder, but it was pretty easy to keep straight. I picked up the 52 from Taos, New Mexico, and flew it along the backside of the mountains there. It was just an absolutely beautiful day to fly. All the way up to La Veta Pass in Colorado, which is a really cool place. I mean, the mountains are pretty beautiful there. The view from the cockpit in the Yak was pretty awesome. That was one of my favorite things about flying the airplane. Just a super cool view inside that cockpit. I stopped several times on the way to deliver this airplane to Iowa, and one of which was next to this King Air, which shows the really true size of the Yak-52. It's not a small airplane by any means. I kept the oil reservoir topped up on advice from the owner, which meant that the oil was just blowing out the breather the entire time and coating everything, but it looks a lot worse than it really is. Ground ops was one of the more complicated things with the Yak-52. One of the things you had to do before you started the engine was to pull the prop through 9 times to make sure that the oil, as you see coming out the exhaust there, didn't hydrolock the cylinders. But once you got it into the air, it flew just like anything else. It actually handled really well. Here's a normal roll. It has a decent roll rate. It's not anything, crazy, but, it's pretty decent. And I do like to roll inverted and then just hold there for a second, even just holding 1G or so. That's a fun maneuver. I arrived overhead Iowa, where the new owner was, and was going pretty fast, but the Yak-52 slows down real quick. Put the gear down and check to make sure you have 3 green, but even if you don't have 3 green, these sticks pop out of the wings to visually indicate whether the gear's down or not. I checked both just to make sure. But I'm really happy I got the opportunity to fly this Yak-52. It was such a joy to fly for the first time. Even though this landing was kind of crap, I plop it in. I think the landing gear is super robust, absorbed everything, but you'll see immediately after landing I retract the flaps because keeping them extended takes vital air pressure that you'll need for braking and engine start later. But got the airplane delivered to the new owner, and the new owner was really happy about it. See ya.